Get in here! You will stay until she deems you worthy of trial.
Hey! You can't do this! Come back! You can't leave me here!
Save your breath. They're not going to let you out.
What? Oh, hello. Well, I know that, but... Well, it makes me feel better, darn it.
Well, in that case, by all means, continue.
No, I think I'm done. And done for that matter. No pony escapes these dungeons. We all know it. It's hopeless.
It's never hopeless. Remember that. So, what's your name?
It's Beaker.
Huh, guessing you're a scientist with a name like that. Pity. We could use scientists at a time like this. I'm Cherry Bomb, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I can only wish it was under better circumstances.
No kidding. Of all the places to end up, I have to end up here.
Tell me about it. You're minding your own business and then BAM! Guards everywhere. I'm lucky they didn't call out the Raggedies at least. Doesn't change much though. How'd they get you?
That's kind of a long story.
Oh, well that's just too bad. I've got so little time on my hooves.
Fair enough, alright. So let me get everything right in my head. What year is it?
What?
You know, the year. Give me a ballpark figure.
35, I think. Closing in on 36.
Ah, that explains a bit. CR or TR?
TR?
So, round about 1051 by my estimation? Alternate timeline and all that. Alright, now, where to start? I guess I have to go to the beginning. It all started when I was just a filly. You know how life is in 2357, right? Well, I suppose you don't. In any case, I was pretty young. You know the like. Barely past being a filly, but not quite a mare yet. A head full of rebellious thoughts. Surfing the Equestria, happened across this ad for the Guard Corps. They're looking to build a time magic unit, blah blah blah, we want you and all that stuff. So me, being a unicorn coming of age, I think to myself, well, I'm not doing anything next Tuesday and sign myself up. Then they start me out marching around, taking orders, practicing basic magic, and I get real bored of it real fast. Not that I wasn't good at it. You see, I was. Real good, actually. But I don't like taking orders. I like giving them or disobeying them. I didn't exactly earn my cutie mark for being a choir pony. I got that when I accidentally burned down a local shop, if you're interested. But back on track. I was gonna quit, you see? Day before we were going to move up to the next level, I was gonna quit. Marched right up to the office, chest puffed it out, helmet dragging along the ground behind me. But you see, that didn't quite work out as I'd planned. The sergeant sees me, and he gets all excited for some reason, blathering on about a new spell of sorts. You know, time travel spells. They've got them here too. But it's a one-time deal. You go once, and if you screw up, bye-bye, that's all. But there's this new thing called the G9 theory. Some egghead had come up with it, and they were picking ponies who showed aptitude. I'm not ashamed to say that was one of them. The sergeant says to me, "Cherry Bomb, you've shown great skill in various tested areas, and we'd like you to be one of the test subjects." Now, normally I ain't no guinea pig, but this is time travel. Unlimited time travel. I mean, who doesn't want that? Drop your breakfast, bam, Bob's your uncle, sitting back on the counter pretty easy like. Awesome, right? Anyway, they take me to the room where all the eggheads do their egghead stuff. And they got these pictures up everywhere of some pony I've never heard of. Brown stallion, red tie, tacky suit. Great eyes, that lovely shade of blue. You know that kind of shade you get when it's morning and the sunrise is just faded into the sky, but not quite. Anywho, they take me into this room, and the poster says the guy's a renegade. Popped up out of nowhere around about 50 years from where we're standing, and bouncing about like there's no tomorrow. Past, present, future, the whole shebang filled to the brim with him, occasionally with this purple unicorn mare, but you know how that went, bad stuff and all. Either way, they wanted to bring him in for questioning. That kind of travel would be impossible for a princess, let alone an earth pony with a fashion crisis. So that's what they got me for. They did all kinds of tests on me, and then they gave me this thing on my leg. See it? Amplifier, for temporal magic in particular, lets me cast time spells. I can go anywhere within 25 years. I call it a hopper because I have to hop from temporal space to temporal space if I want to go forward or backwards, farther than that. Real pain. Anyway, aside from that, they gave this to me and told me to find him. Oh boy, did I not know what I was getting myself into. Living statues? One of the great party wars? Dimension 63? I met myself there. Though his name's Firecracker. Real nice guy, terrible hair. Not to mention that bit with the giant robot. I found out while I was tailing him that his name was the Doctor. Don't ask me Doctor Who, just the Doctor, apparently. I found everywhere I went that I was a step too late. I'd questioned every pony around, and they all had fantastic stories about what he'd done, saved lives, defeated monsters, fought the darkness. I tracked him down eventually, middle of 5071, all alone with that blue box of his in the middle of the desert. Did I mention the blue box? It's how he was doing it, all the time travel and stuff. Anyway, he was kind of just sitting there, staring off into the sunset. He didn't even turn around when I stepped up behind him. He didn't twitch, not a single movement. He just sat there, staring. I was going to catch him, be the one to bring the doctor in, but I couldn't. I mean, he was just there, not running, not fighting, none of that cool stuff I'd heard about before. I can't say I wasn't a bit disappointed, so I walked up, right in front of him, nose to nose, and opened my mouth to ask him what was up. And I saw his eyes. You know what I said earlier about seeing them on the screens? Well, that's nothing like seeing them in person. I'd seen a lot in my time chasing him, but in that second, I could tell he'd seen so much more. And not just tell, I could feel it. The turn of the universe, how small I was in the scheme of things. Those eyes. They're old eyes, lonely eyes. And I just stood there, mouth open, totally lost. He just stares at me, tilts his head a bit, and says,
"Do move an inch to the left if you wouldn't mind."
And I'm so dumbfounded, I just listened. I moved. And the very second I do, the ground starts shaking. This ship comes crashing out of the sky, like a stone, flaming and smoking. It just falls right towards him, and he didn't even flinch. It spat and hissed and broke apart as it hurtled to the ground, faster than anything I've ever seen. It smacked into the ground. Boom! Right in front of the doctor, the wind almost pushing me right off my hooves, the heat turning the sand to glass in a wave around him. And he still doesn't move. Not until everything stops, the dust settles, and the desert is quiet. Then he turns to me, nods, and walked back into his box. And that's when I knew he'd done it. Brought a ship from who knows where, hurtling out of the sky, not a weapon on him anywhere. No, he doesn't carry those. With his brain in that box of his, I knew nothing could stand in his way. And then I'm shaken from my thoughts. That box starts vanishing. I'd heard of it, but never seen it. Poof! Fades out like a dream after wake-up, leaving me hanging out there in the desert by myself, pieces of spaceship laying out there like so much litter. I found out later there'd been a couple of disappearances in the village next door, fillies vanishing and the like. It stopped after that. No more vanishings, not a word or a sound. Just stopped. Done. It was amazing, honestly. So I kept following him. And soon after that, I found out that there were more agents from my time looking for him. I saw him run from them, and things I don't want to think about. Always dodging, always wiggling away at the last second, sometimes somebody with them, sometimes not. Until one day I try to go back to my time. And when I get to the office, the thing's not there. It's just a lemon grove of all things. And no pony had any idea what I was talking about when I brought it up. So, I guess that makes me special, doesn't it? Last of the hoppers. I don't know why I remember. Sure he's got something to do with it, though. That's the way he is, you know. The doctor. He works in strange little ways. It's scary sometimes. He's scary. But, you know, that wonderful kind of scary. Like when you think the show is over and that one last firework explodes in the air. Or when you're a foal about to step out into the world for the first time. That's him. That's the doctor. In any case, that's what got me stuck here. This thing's out of whack, magic dampers in the walls, but I'm not really that scared.
And why's that?
No reason.
What time is it? Oh, hello there. You look like you're in need of some help.
Why, thank you. I believe I am. You coming, Beaker?
But he just... What is...
You can stay here if you want.
Good point.
mean, I'm so excited that it was just, because, oh my gosh, you were there, and just in time, we were just about to,
It's big.
Beaker on the inside, I know. Where are we now? About 1001? Cool, retro. So, Doctor, where to next?
Dropping you off here. Now stop following me.
But
No buts. Goodbye.
Killjoy.
But it was bigger. In all my years, I've never seen. It must have taken an enormous amount of any kind of magic energy of any kind. How did he manage?
Well, so long as we're here, we might as well take in some sights. I hear the Sugar Cube corner of this area is to die for. Coming?
This has been a Pony in a Box Productions. In Cellmates, Cherry Bomb was played by Kara Martin, Beaker was played by Random, and the Doctor was played by Jamjar. The song, Through Time in Equestria, was composed and performed by Pony Visation. Ending credits were read by Sith King Zero. The happiest birthday wishes to Jamjar. Sorry we're a bit late, mate. I hope it was a great one. All the best from Pony in a Box. See you all next episode.